big dog, of course, as always. Shout out everyone for holding it down over the weekend here at Suncoast Sports. But it is a fantastic Monday here from sunny Florida. A good morning to you folks on Fanatics Live, to Chandi. A go Birds, baby. A happy Monday. If this is your first time joining us, we will be talking all of the NFL Divisional Round. We will be previewing the college football national title game that happens tonight, in case those of you forgot. And maybe most importantly, for some of you guys out there, you will have 2 opportunities at a free PSA graded slab, one at 10 a.m., one at 10:45 in the morning. So much to talk about this morning, Pat.
A lot.
I'll be honest. I want to come in here. I want to talk about my Eagles. Then I take a step back. I want to come in here. We got to talk about Jayden freaking Daniels, the best rookie quarterback of all time. I don't think that's a hot take. No. But hold all of that. Hold all of that. Because Patty C and I last week, we talked a lot of smack against those Buffalo Billy Goats. And I believe, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, Pat made a guarantee of some sort last week, and we pulled out the old tape. We went through the archives. Ben, what do we got? Roll the clips. What did Pat say last week? So, Pat,
AI is
listen.
getting crazy.
Listen.
AI has gotten out of hand, dude. AI has gotten out of hand.
Oh, boy. He's got a Josh Allen jersey dawning today.
Man. You know what? He did remind me of one of my favorite quarterbacks last night with the 127 yards passing, man. Way to show up, baby.
Who's that, Tua?
Yeah.
So, all right. I'll be honest here. I got what's up, Matty? Congratulations to your Billy Goats. Listen, it was a good win. It was not the prettiest of wins.
Can I defend my take now?
We will start with the Bills and Ravens. Look, I got to come forward and be honest and say I took the Ravens in this game on Sunday.
Well, that was a good bet.
I was very wrong. It was a terrible bet. I don't know what you're talking about. You got to own it. You got to own it. So, Pat, what's your response to that?
My response is the battle of the MVPs was not the battle of the MVPs. Both quarterbacks had their moments, I guess, if you want. We'll say that. Lamar Jackson on that 88-yard drive should have tied the game. Mark Andrews, shout out Mark Andrews for selling out yesterday twice. But dude, Josh Allen literally didn't have. That is what you want to see actually if you're a Bills fan, in my opinion. He didn't have to do a thing yesterday. The defense was doing their job all during the first half. The only thing, I'm standing by my take, but the only thing that worries me is the Ravens dominated that second half.
Yeah, the Ravens did dominate that second half.
And again, Mark Andrews, all right, there was 3 critical plays, I'll say, in that game. And I'm not even going to, and again, the Lamar Jackson fumble, huge play, but there's 3 other plays that really stand out to me. Pass interference call at the end of the first half that led to a Bills touchdown.
I'm so happy you brought that up.
Because that was not a pass interference.
That was one of the worst calls
And again,
I've seen.
if I ever see a Bills fan complain about Chiefs getting calls, I'm going to bash my head off the concrete wall. Because, come on, let's be honest here. Number 2, Mark Andrews fumbling the ball away when, he forgot the end zone was that way, not that way. And number 3, Mark Andrews dropping the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Three, those are the 3 plays that changed that game. Bills defense showed up. You got to give them props where props is due. They showed up. Again, second half, Lamar started feeling himself a little bit, but the only thing that worries me is you can't play like that against the Chiefs if you're Josh Allen.
Absolutely not. No, you can't. I think that's a fact. But, look, you could say the same for Patrick Mahomes. I think you can make the case that you can't play that way against the Bills. I would make that case for Jalen Hurts, as you're not going to be able to play that way against the Commanders.
That's who Jalen Hurts is now.
Look, so. I won't totally disagree with you there, but
come on,
Pat, are you eating crow today or not? I can't understand. I feel like you're defending yourself.
What? I said I'm sticking by my take.
Okay.
I'm not eating crow because, again, I'm actually very upset by the way that game ended, mostly because we were robbed of a great finish. We were robbed of 2 the 2 top MVP candidates, tied game, 1 minute left. Does Josh Allen have that MVP drive in him? Or do we go to overtime with the 2 top candidates right now? And Mark Andrews says, well, guess what, America? I'm not giving you that opportunity. I'm just going to drop the ball that's in my chest.
So are you going to look back at this game and look, obviously you can blame Mark Andrews. The Ravens did everything they had to do.
I think that's the number one takeaway from this game is Mark Andrews.
See, I that's where we disagree because I think it's very easy, but it's also cheap, and I think it's lazy.
What would be your number one takeaway from that game, Josh? Because again, the Bills defense giving up 15 points should have been 16 points, 17 points if they called that 2-point conversion.
Kozlowski, good morning to you. What's going on? What did Jason say, by the way, Kozlowski? What are you letting Jason
hear? The Lord only knows what Jason
I know, right? I know Jason was
probably
hot
thought
this
the
weekend.
Jets were playing still.
But Matty Ice, this is where I think I need to take a step back, Pat. And I think, and I hear you because last night when I went to bed,
Matty, he averaged 5.4 yards a carry though.
When I went to bed last night, I was a little pissed off. I was saying I just lost a good amount of money. I'm with you. I kind of stand by my take. I feel like the Ravens should have won that game. Had Mark Andrews caught that ball, caught that 2-point conversion, I was fairly confident the Ravens could have continued that momentum.
They would have won the game, but again, I'm more mad that they robbed us of a great ending.
That's fair. That's
very
fair.
mad about that.
Kozlowski, it's true. It's true, Kozlowski. They won't lose. They won't lose. What I saw was a Bills team that dominated that game physically. That looked like a defense that I didn't know they had. And honestly, Pat, I'm starting to second guess a couple of my takes I had about the skill position players because, dude, Khalil Shakir, James Cook, Ray Davis, heck, Ty Johnson icing the game at the end. I am starting to turn the page on this Bills team and say, maybe some of these guys I counted out a little bit, some of these guys on defense that were injured earlier in the season are far bigger of a factor than I thought. Don't get me wrong. Mark Andrews sold twice, okay?
You lost me on winning the physicality battle because I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that. I mean, I think the physicality battle was dead even in my eyes. Again, the Ravens ran the ball.
Okay.
30 carries, 176 yards, 5.9 yards per carry. I can't say that the Bills dominated physically if, again, the run game was cooking.
So Kozlowski says Josh Allen is just Emmy.
Yeah, and the 71.1 QBR, 86.7 rating, 16 of 22 for 127 yards. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about Josh Allen, but again, he wasn't needed this game, which, again, I think that's great for Bills fans. But again, if you're coming on saying, that show Josh Allen's that guy, it's like, I think we're going to be saying that after next week's game because I think Josh Allen's going to go off on Kansas City.
You think Allen's going to go off on Kansas City?
He's going to need to.
Listen, there's just my brain is trying. I'm trying to slow my brain down because I am just. This is what we wait all year for. This weekend delivered. Let me say this for sure. Kozlowski says the Ravens lost that game more than the Bills won.
I would agree that game.
First of all, that is just classic sports radio right there.
Yeah.
Did the Bills win this game or the Ravens lose this game? I would say the Bills won this game, to be honest with you, because they forced 2 major turnovers in that game when it came down to it. They forced 2 major fumbles in this game, and then, Lamar Jackson packaged one to Taylor Rapp early in that first half. No, I think you got to tip your cap to the Bills. And I will say one thing, though. Remember we did, you weren't on the show with me. We put so much attention into Todd Monken and this wildcat and this motion between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. And I don't think I saw it once.
You didn't.
This entire game. The zone reads that looked down against Pittsburgh. All of a sudden, I don't know where that part of the playbook went in your biggest game of the season.
It came out in the beginning of the third quarter when they started running the ball. I don't know what happened in the first half, but I feel like they got away from what was working for him, the Ravens. I feel like you saw Henry get stuffed a little bit during that first quarter, and you saw a little bit of panic saying, oh my God, now we can't run the ball. But Derrick Henry's always been that guy that gets better as the game goes on.
And you saw it happen in that game, especially in the second half. But what the Bills did, they were able to stop the damage. There were 2 or 3 plays I remember specifically where Derrick Henry got into the open field with a head of steam. Look, he got 10, 12 yards. But the Bills made the tackle, man. And I think ultimately that's the difference in this game. You're right in a lot of respects, right? I'm not going to sit here and sing Josh Allen's praises. 127 yards.
I don't think anybody's doing that
20
today.
Rushing yards, by the way?
Yeah, I think his total yardage
147,
147 yards.
Okay.
And again, 10 carries, 20 yards. But again, I know I don't know how Bills fans feel because, again, I've watched them absolutely crush their own skill position players to prop up their quarterback. But we got to start showing some respect to Khalil Shakir.
I think you're right.
This guy had one of the best yak seasons that we've seen over the last decade.
I think you're 100% right. Shout out Matty Ice. Matty Ice has been trying to tell me about Khalil Shakir all year. You remember?
And show some love for James Cook, by the way, the former dog, the DGD, the damn good dog.
There it is. I called Khalil Shakir Jordan Matthews earlier this year. I'm eating crow a little bit on that one.
That's a crazy
Khalil
take.
Shakir's better than Jordan Matthews, man. I got to admit it. Kozlowski's right.
Jordan Matthews sucks.
Josh Allen didn't have a great game, but it felt like on the biggest plays, the third and threes.
Tutties, he had 2 goal line tutties. I mean, if we're going to sit here,
Jalen Hurts-esque?
all I'll say is this. If you're going to sit there and hype up that Josh Allen game, then you better start showing some love to Jalen Hurts.
Wait, Kozlowski, what? What the hell are you talking about?
I don't even know who
Please
that is.
explain
Who's
that to me.
Do
You familiar with the old Hawk Tua?
Oh, that's her actual name?
Yeah, that's her. What the hell are you talking about, Kozlowski? Oh, my goodness. Player of the game.
Wait. First of all, many guys, how am I hating? I think I'm speaking 100% facts when I say Josh Allen did not have that great of a game. He protected the ball, but that's all he had to do in this game. But if you're going to sit there and be like, yo, dude, Josh Allen absolutely outperformed Lamar Jackson, I don't know if I can get on board with that.
I wouldn't say he outperformed Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen did what he needed to do, especially on the 4th down situations where he needed to get 3 yards, he got 5.
But, but again, he had a game that I would say was a game manager game. Which no issue
100%.
with that, but he was a game manager that game. I think we could all agree there.
You look at the 4 winning quarterbacks from this past weekend.
One of them's
3 of them
different.
3 of them had game manager games, Pat.
Who didn't though? Who did it?
Was a rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. All right? We'll come back to this Bills-Ravens game. I'm not finished with that. We just had to roll that clip of Pat talking about and you know what, Kozlowski? You're right. Player of the game was Tyler Bass.
I'll go with that. I like that.
1,000%.
I like
that 51-yard field goal is what won them the game, and I'll be honest, I did not expect him to make it. Tyler Bass, a redemption story. But all right, listen. We're going to try not to look ahead. But if there's one thing Bills fans should not rely on, it's a kicker late in the playoffs, all right? I'm sorry, Ben. I love you, man. As Ben said last week, I sit here for 90 freaking minutes every day, and all I hear is Bills hate out of your 2 mouths. I need to give him credit today. We're going to, can we try not to look ahead today? I just want to look back. Kind of enjoy this weekend, and we have the rest of the week to look at these NFC and AFC championships. What's up, Chaco Bear?
Chaco.
Good morning to you. Chaco says, go Bills. I mean, listen.
Hey, let's go, Chaco. Congratulations,
Chaco,
baby.
Gotta hand it to you. We really do. It was not easy. I talked so much crap on the Bills. I got to sit back today and say that was a damn good win.
I think you talked more crap on the Bills than I did.
I think I did too, to be honest with you. I think yours was just more, I don't know, playable, worthy of more bulletin board material.
Well, I said if they win, they're going to the Super Bowl.
That's true. That's true.
Kansas City Chiefs bulletin board material.
I also think you made a guarantee at some point that the Ravens were going to win the game.
Patty Mahomes is got that video playing on the Kansas City Chiefs team meeting right now.
Speaking of bulletin board material, this is a great job by the people who work for the Buffalo Bills. If you don't already know, they have the best social media, I think, in like all the sports. But the Bills were talking. Jordan Phillips, after the game, says, quote,
Oh, screw Jordan Phillips.
We had a video.
That guy's a dweeb.
Our highlight video this week was all the media people, me and Pat, talking bleep, saying they can't do this, they can't do that. Our coaches suck. We're too small. Well, now what?
Oh my God. First of all, that in the Josh Allen interview. Oh, nobody said we could do this. Nobody said you couldn't do anything, dude.
I did. So many people did. The line opened as Bills favorites and then flipped for the Ravens. That's why I think
Minus
a lot of people.
And you're right. Pick 'em, dude.
You're right.
They came after the game like they were 10-point dogs at home, dude.
I'm sorry, Pat.
Here, dude.
You picked against them. I picked against them.
Everybody said that your quarterback is this dude. You got a great defense. I didn't hear anybody doubting them that badly, dude.
I did. Like I'm going to. Like you can throw if you were holding a tomato looking to throw it at someone, throw it at me because I don't know what you're talking about, Pat. You doubted them, did you not?
I said the winner of this game is going to win the Super Bowl. I don't know how that's right. That's not doubt.
Chaco's right as well. They weren't supposed to do anything according to analysts from the very beginning of the season. Listen, Chaco.
Well, take the break, too. You're not the Cinderella story that the Washington Commanders are.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, the 2-seed Cinderella story, I apologize, is not a thing right now.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. A 13-14 win team? 13 or 14 win team?
Credit to them. Credit to them because a lot of people counted them out.
I just don't get like where the Cinderella story is coming from, dude. You guys are one of the best teams in football.
ZK brings it up. Vegas knows who the favorite is to win the Super Bowl. Have you seen that?
Tell me.
Eagles are favorites to win the Super Bowl, man.
Well,
That's
they're not
crazy.
getting out of the NFC Championship game.
I'm a little nervous. But Chaco's right. They were. It's just what a great weekend.
Shout out to the 2-seed Cinderella story one last time.
We'll work our way back to the Bills in a little bit, but we got to talk about the guy who stole the show this weekend.
The guy that's been stealing the show.
You're right. Guy who stole the show pretty much all season, aside from a 5-week stretch with a couple broken ribs, which I think now we're realizing was the outlier versus who he is. Pat, when I look at this Washington Commanders game, and it's so funny because we could have rolled the clip also of me and Aaron talking about this Commanders game. I go, we're talking, Aaron, is there any way the Commanders can win this game? We were like, probably not. And Aaron goes, Josh, what number do the Commanders have to score in this game to win? And I laugh and I go, like 42 points. And we go, ha, that's so funny. Well, I shouldn't have never laughed at the capabilities of Jayden Daniels. Ben, can you roll up? It's the, did Washington out Dan Campbell? Dan Campbell. This was a great compilation someone threw together on Twitter. And it just goes to highlight how freaking special Jayden Daniels is. Pat, I know, and I know you were talking about this right before we got on. We were saying, oh man, this is every single third down and fourth down conversion from Jayden Daniels and the Commanders in this game.
Factor.
They were, let me pull it up. I have the stats right here. On fourth down, Commanders went 3 of 4 on fourth down. 81.3% on the season, the most since 2018. In the game between both teams, 5 of 6 on fourth downs between both teams. Absurd stuff. Kicking is dead in the NFL, at least in the playoffs as far as I'm concerned. Chaco says he's really rooting for the Commanders next week. Can't get on the same page as you, Chaco.
Unfortunately, I think we all know what the NFL wants this game to be. They want to Chiefs-Eagles again.
I don't think that's true, man.
I do.
I think the NFL, why wouldn't you want Jayden Daniels, dude? Like, and listen,
they want the Chiefs going for that three-peat in the Super Bowl.
I would agree with that. I think the NFL wants that, if you want me to be honest with you.
The Chiefs in the Super Bowl for the three-peat.
I'm rooting for the Lightning. Big Dog saying going to be Chiefs-Eagles. I mean, I don't want to talk about it yet, to be honest with you. Like I agree. I tend to agree with my gut.
If you want to take the hottest quarterback in the playoffs, the quarterbacks that's produced the most, that's played the best in the playoffs, and it's Jayden Daniels. And I don't think that's
Johnny's saying Chiefs commies. It's hard to pick
Johnny,
against
that
the
would
commies.
be if Jayden Daniels stopped the three-peat in the Super Bowl. Oh my God.
So Pat, we were talking about this. We all week last week. Oh, Ravens Bills. Why don't we just give the MVP to the winner of that game?
Yeah, that's out the window.
That's out the window.
They both did not look like an MVP. I mean, Lamar started to towards the end there, and again, Josh didn't have to, so I'm not going to hold that against him, but. That boy Jayden Daniels is a bad boy. That's a bad boy right there. I mean, if we're talking, again, if you guys want to bring up this whole team around you thing, the Washington Commanders, what were they before Jayden Daniels? What are they now? They signed a Bobby Wagner, dog. They're big. They have Austin Eckler at running back. That dude is 58 years old, I think. Like, Terry McLaurin's a great wide receiver. They have Diami Brown, who Amon-Ra St. Brown was just crushing before the game started. Almost had 100 yards receiving,
by the way. What an idiot on Amon-Ra's part.
Oh, my goodness, dude. If you want to talk about the quarterback doing the most with the Liz, I got to go with Jayden Daniels.
Oh, 1,000%.
And I don't even think it's close.
1,000%.
DC, all love, always, babe.
Ben, are you able to pull up the Daniels leads? It's a picture I sent you. It's the statistics that shows how Jayden Daniels' team is compared to every other rookie quarterback's team who ever made the conference championship. The statistics and the numbers are jarring.
He's
just to go to show you.
He's definitely got the worst defense left of the four, by the way.
So it's
definitely the worst defense. Probably the worst skill positions as well.
What era are we talking about, Jay? Look at this. Out of all rookie quarterbacks of all time to lead their team to the conference championship, look at the defense ranks. That, to me, might be the biggest and best part of this for Jayden Daniels is every other rookie quarterback you could remotely compare Daniels to who's ever done this before.
ZK, you're bugging if you don't think they have any chance to win that game.
Oh, Cepeda, ZK, I'm loving it this morning.
I don't know. If you realistically think that they have zero chance, I get it, you're an Eagles fan, but we just watched Jalen Carter save you from a Rams comeback in the snow. Let's be honest. And let's be honest, Jalen Hurts has not looked good.
I like how ZK and I are not trying to rebuff you, Pat, and he just repeats 0.
Oh man!
I got no.
Well, when ZK is gonna be sitting on his couch, shaking when it's a tie game late in the fourth quarter, saying, "I shouldn't have said they have a chance. They definitely have a chance." Jalen, why do you only have 65 yards passing? What are we doing? Why does this guy have 6 full attempts in this game, dude? Don't say that he has no shot, especially a division game, dude. I mean, we've seen the Raiders give the Chiefs a run for their money in a divisional game for all we know. They're like a divisional game, all records and all teams out the window because they know each other so well in divisional
Get a little
games.
nervous, Pat. I'm not going to lie.
Divisional
I'm getting a little
games
bit nervous.
are different. There's never a 0% chance if it's an in-division game.
Big Dog says, take me back to 2004. If you don't know, Big Dog, the Steelers fan here. Pat, I mean, listen, this is we're. You can be a bit of a takesman. I try not to be a takesman too much.
I'm a takesman.
Jayden Daniels, greatest rookie quarterback of all time.
All time.
Yep, there it is.
All time. And by the way, from that graphic, I just want to send a sincere apology to Jets fans because you probably should have won a Super Bowl with that defense, bro. Mark Sanchez ruined you.
It's true.
Mark Sanchez, dude, we wasted one of the greatest cornerbacks of our generation, by far the best cornerback of my generation, but one of the greatest to ever do it in Darrell Revis. They wasted that prime day.
Flanny, who are you talking about? He says exactly since he got hit the last time against the Commanders, he is not the same.
So wait.
He's talking about Jalen. Yeah.
Wait.
And GK, that's awesome. You're going to be there.
So wait.
What are we talking about, Pat?
ZK realistically thinking that the Commanders have zero chance is just blowing my mind. What have you seen from the Eagles that say, oh, dude, there's no shot. The team that just rolled them up and smoked the Lions has no shot against Philadelphia.
They have a shot.
I think the Eagles are winning, but to say no shot is honestly I can't. The Lions say, well, then the Eagles stink.
So okay, all right. The Lions. Let's be honest here, Pat. Let's be honest about the Lions real quick. Lions shot themselves in the foot big time in this game, Pat. Should we have seen this coming a little bit? I mean, the point spread was ridiculous. 9.5 points for this game.
Ridiculous.
The Commanders were ready to roll from the start. You look at this Lions team and Dan Campbell. They had struggles against mobile quarterbacks all season. They didn't play them a ton. It was a small sample size. But whenever they did play against a mobile quarterback, they looked a little vulnerable. The Lions were flirting with disaster for weeks. And listen, I'll be honest, I bit into the trap also. They had one dominant game against the Vikings, and I go, they're fixed. The defense is fixed. Wow, the Lions are so good.
It wasn't. Then the injuries caught up.
It was Sam Darnold. That Lions-Vikings game was showing more about Sam Darnold than it was about the Lions' defense. Point. And I think most of all, Benjamin, are you able to play the play that is music to my ears? The trick play. Oh, my word. The Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson need to really they need to look themselves in the mirror, but it's people like us, it's people like Flanny, ZK, Cepeda, fans of the game. I think we need to really start thinking twice about how we talk about Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson because of this joke of a play call. An absolute joke of a play call.
And ZK, by the way, the game you're bragging about beating Jayden Daniels, he had broken ribs 2 weeks before that. Just saying. So you beat a broken rib Jayden Daniels by 8 points.
Listen, man.
I just had to point that out. I'm sorry.
All right, first of all, ZK, it's a good idea. Dan Quinn after the game said, quote, I knew he wasn't going to fall for that, talking about their cornerback who made that interception there. The Commanders were ready for the Lions BS, and it made me so happy. Even as an NFC East rival.
I wasn't happy because I like seeing Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson do well just because, again, two guys that spent a lot of time in Miami together on the coaching staff. Shout out Brian Flores for letting Ben Johnson go. You're the GOAT, B-Flow. Thank you for setting back this franchise, baby. But I love Ben Johnson, dude. I'm not ready to give up on him.
I don't think I'm going to give up on him. I just think he got too cute. There was no reason to get too cute.
Again, the injuries are very bad, but at what point does giving 45 points up at home, what does that do for Aaron Glenn during this hiring cycle? He was after that Vikings game, arguably one of the hottest names in the head coaching search.
Does that take
a little bit of a fire extinguisher on that?
Listen, I'll say this. If your choices are Brian Flores or Dan Quinn, or not Dan Quinn, Brian Flores or Aaron Glenn, I'm still going to go Aaron Glenn.
Oh, well, that's all day. You know how I feel about B-Flow. B-Flow's not a head coach.
Yeah, I agree.
I told you, and I'll say it again, he's Buddy Ryan.
I think Aaron Glenn would benefit by running it back a la Ben Johnson. Like, I think Aaron Glenn should run it back with the Lions with a healthy defensive unit next season.
I think that's what they did this year.
Yeah.
They both were passing up on head coaching opportunities to run it back because this was supposed to be the Lions' year. And now we're sitting here saying is golf the guy after playing great in the regular season. Dude, you can't play like that in the postseason.
No, you can't. And it's not the first time he did that this season.
That's my issue.
Yeah, he was a turnover merchant for look, he was great for most of the season, but I think it's a legitimate question. Big Dog, I want to address Big Dog's point.
Dan Quinn's coach of the year.
Dan Quinn needs respect. And look,
Coach of the year. I don't even think that's even up for debate. Who would you put over him as coach?
Coach of the Year's regular season award.
They won 12 games.
If we're going to go based on the regular season,
They won 12 games.
regular season award, I think it's still Kevin O'Connell. With playoffs, it's Dan Quinn. That's fair.
I think the Vikings have a good roster, and people expected them to be a decent team. Again, exceeded expectations 100%, but they were always going to be an 8-win team at the minimum. While the Commanders were just drafted second overall, brand new head coach, brand new offensive coordinator, rookie quarterback.
It's
and
true.
They win 12 games, now playing in the NFC Championship game. I understand it's a regular season award, but with an NFC Championship game, dude, I mean, you got to, sprinkle that in a little bit.
And look, you can let me know if this is unfair. When I look at the Redskins, the Commanders, whatever you want to call them, and if Langley's coming in with a little hail to the Redskins, Langley, you deserve it. Congratulations to you, sir. If we're going to dish out credit to the Commanders, it goes in this order. Jayden Daniels, number 1. Cliff Kingsbury, number 2. Dan Quinn, number 3. Is that fair? And I think they all deserve a lot of credit. But is that order? I think it goes Daniels, Kingsbury, Quinn.
I think it goes Daniels, Quinn, Kingsbury.
Well, okay.
Because the defense actually played some decent football this year. Again, they are not a top-of-the-line unit, but they are doing enough, making those opportunistic stops when needed.
And I think that's where Dan Quinn
Always
does
making the
deserve
opportunistic
respect.
stop.
Because you saw it from, I want to say, week 14.
That pick 6.
What pick 6? In the
Opportunistic
game.
big turnover. Again, they gave up a lot of points, but those turnovers just changed the game, man. Zach, you're the GOAT, babe.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes is the GOAT. I agree,
I'm
actually.
By the way, I just want to point out, ZK, that let's see. Jalen Hurts, I think he's got
I got it right here,
2
ZK.
or 3 games in the last 6 that he had over 200 yards.
ZK, give me 1 second on that. I do want to give Jayden Daniels his flowers first before I go over to the old
Saquon,
Hurts,
I'm not hating on the
comparison.
Eagles because I was a big Jalen Hurts guy, but Saquon's leading that team. Without Saquon, they're not in where they are right now.
Ben, before you have to step out, can you pull up the Jayden Daniels Downtown sale from this weekend? Look, Pat, I'm ready to do it. Jayden Daniels is a top 5 quarterback today. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
No, I mean, I said that before this game.
100%. I mean, Jayden Daniels is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. It's crazy to say.
Name 5 quarterbacks better.
Look at this was this weekend, by the way. I did not, Flanny. Let me know. I saw the downtown sale this weekend. $3,700.
That's
for a Jayden Daniels PSA Gem Mint 10 downtown. It sold Sunday, I believe. I think it was Sunday, the morning after this game. It sold in November for $2,700. Listen, I know we're not in this for quick flips typically, and I'm not condoning quick flips, but talk about immediate return on investment there. 2 months. No, less than 2 months. A month and a half. A $1,000 increase in sales on a Jayden Daniels Gem Mint 10 downtown. That is insane. So, okay, wait, hold on. Flanny says, I'm a fan. I PC him, but I am selling. Whoa. Now, Flanny, let me ask you this, though.
Why? Because the CJ Stroud sophomore slump scare anybody?
Is this because you're a fan of the team, so you tend to lean a little bit more negative? You know what I mean? Like that's my one thing is you're like, no way this can last. I want to sell it now.
Again, no offense. You guys are better than us, but as a Commanders fan, you're like, okay, when is stuff going to start going wrong here, as a Commanders fan?
And you know what? Look, for the good news is, though, if you're holding Jayden Daniels cards, no matter what happens from here on out, it's going to be a cash cow for the entire offseason. He could throw 4 interceptions against the Eagles, and I don't think he will. He could, though. And anyone with a brain is going to be buying Jayden Daniels, I think, this offseason. You're foolish not to.
I mean, I don't expect them to get to the Super Bowl, but the fact that they got to the NFC Championship game is absolutely nuts.
I'm with you, man. And we're not done talking about Jayden Daniels.
If he lights up the Eagles, by the way, dude, this is it. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying in the hypothetical world, if he did light up that Eagles defense, we might be talking a little bit higher than top 5. If he goes on a 3-game... All right, let me just say this. You combine Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes' all-time road playoff records. They have combined 1 more win on the road than Jayden Daniels does.
Sure, but that's also because they are elite in the regular season and they earn themselves
Josh
more home
Allen's 0
games.
for 3.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. You're speaking my
Mahomes
language.
is 3 for 1. Jayden Daniels is 2-0.
ZK, I love it. We got Mike over here on the ones and twos.
I mean, ZK, all I'll say is I'm picking the Eagles to win, but if they lose, you better be ready because you're getting a lot of texts saying you should stop doubting this kid because he's that good.
Mike, are we ready to roll on our first trivia question
Let's
here?
go.
All right, let's do it. We're going to get our first.
Now I'm switching my pick to the Commanders just because ZK is that confident.
Stop it, Pat. I can't do this on Monday.
I switched.
Our first trivia question, our first opportunity here at a slab, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm trying to make it a little easier for you guys because I want to give away some cards here.
And they won the first one because Jayden Daniels was hurt.
Andy Reid became the 4th coach in NFL history this past weekend to join the very exclusive 300 win club. Which one of these coaches is not in the 300 win club? So we know Andy Reid joined it, but which one of these are not? Your options: George Halas, Bill Belichick, Don Shula, and Tom Landry.
How dare you put my goat in there?
Those are your options. Which one of these coaches is not?
I'll tell you guys one that's definitely not. That definitely has 300 wins. How about the most winningest coach of all damn time? How about that?
Who's that?
The one of these guys on the list.
Oh, yeah.
347, boy.
Don Shula.
347, boy. Most of all time. Nobody catching him either. Nobody is catching Shula, the GOAT, the best coach to ever live.
S. Cook, Eagles lost that regular season matchup because the defense played prevent on the last drive. No, you're right, S. Cook. And to be honest, as a Birds fan, I'm a little happy they lost that now. All right, what do we got? And the winner, they picked George Halas. That's incorrect. That's incorrect.
I knew.
What are we doing here? This was a layup.
That was a layup. That was a layup.
Oh my word!
I mean, you had two guys that you guaranteed were definitely 300 win coaches.
Come on! I'm trying to make. You could have Googled it. You could have Googled that question. I want to give away cards for free. I really do. But even Chani got that one. I'm just gonna start calling this show No Slack. The Peanut Gallery. Oh my goodness.
I hope Don Shula got no votes on that, by the way.
Oh my goodness. I hope so too. I mean, it was 53%. Like Halas won by a wide margin. Sam says, I think people just click. People definitely just click and they ruin it for everyone else. I might have to extend the time on that to a minute so people can Google it. I thought it'd be fun to make it 30 seconds so people couldn't Google it. But now it's starting to become a trend. My goodness. Nonetheless, appreciate you guys for playing. I mean, I'm going to have to make it even easier tomorrow,
I thought that was pretty easy. I mean, we even shot some help. I knocked Don Shula off the list as soon as he put him on, because I was upset that you even put him on that list. That's the GOAT.
Well, those were the 3 guys. It was the top 4 winning coaches of all time, and then Landry was the 4th with 271 wins, I'm pretty sure.
I was going to say, I thought it was pretty...
Yeah,
I mean, first of all, everybody knows Bill Belichick's got 300 wins.
Mm-hmm.
George Halas built the Pittsburgh Dynasty.
And then Don Shula's the winningest head coach of all time.
And I literally told you before voting that Don Shula's the most winningest coach of all time.
Brit Break says, where's Rams boy? Let's go, Brit Breaks. That's what I'm talking about. That was Aaron. Aaron was saying Rams were going to the Super Bowl. Get out of here, Rams
Shout out,
down.
And, let me do this. Jalen Hurts getting a game ball. It's the dumbest thing I've ever watched.
Hold on.
Dumbest thing I've ever watched.
First things first, let's take care of business. For those of you who are looking for a free PSA graded slab, and why wouldn't you be, stick around. No strings attached. We will be running that at 10:45 a.m. Eastern time, all right? So 42 minutes, and we will run that. What are you laughing about here, Pat?
He had a 44-yard touchdown run.
Yes!
Dude, oh my goodness, dude.
What are you
Jalen
laughing
Carter
about?
deserved a game ball over Jalen Hurts, and anybody that disagrees is out of their mind, dude. He barely cracked 100 yards passing, dude.
I mean, look.
He had a 44-yard touchdown.
ZK,
very
wait,
nice,
hold on.
Very nice. Get out of here, ZK. That is, I love you to death, but that is one of the worst things.
We can all agree on that, right? We can all agree on that. Jalen Carter deserved it over Hurts, all right?
Wait, so ZK, did Jalen Hurts deserve a game ball over Jalen Carter?
I think Jalen Hurts played a decent game, but look, all right, ZK.
That's even Eagles fans disagree.
Yeah, ZK,
bro.
You're a little crazy for that one.
Let's see, game on the line. Rams about to score. It's a big 3rd down coming up in the snow. Rams in the red zone. Jalen Carter with a big sack. Get that center right out of my way, boy. Big 12-yard sack that sets up a 4th and long. But the guy on the sidelines gets the game ball because he ran for a touchdown in the 1st quarter. I don't know about that one, Joshy. I don't know about that one. I mean, hell, at least it's maybe because he popped off in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter with his 300. Oh, wait, no, he had 120 yards passing. I don't know. Let's see, maybe.
This guy's a hater.
I'm not a hater. I love Jalen Hurts, but the fact that he got a game ball and was sitting there after the game with that dweebish comment that he made, I was like, all right, dude, I don't even think you should be getting interviewed right now. Like, let's leave that. Everybody doubted us talk for something else because I'm pretty sure you guys were the favorites by 6 points.
What's this agenda you're trying to push on us,
That
Pat?
Saquon Barkley is carrying the Eagles right now, and that offensive line is carrying the Eagles.
Sure. Like, these things are true.
Because Jalen Carter's my guy from Georgia. I mean, hell, dude, even Nolan Smith wasn't that fumble.
Dude, all right, yeah. Pat, I can't keep up with you right now, by the way. I feel like your brain is moving like a mile a minute.
Because when I saw
you're bouncing
Jalen
here, you're
Hurts get a
bouncing
game
there.
ball, and now I got ZK saying he deserved the game ball for a 40-yard touchdown in the first quarter.
All right. I agree with everything you said. But I have not agreed with how you've said it. Because you are talking about Jalen Hurts as if he lost this game for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, did he have a fantastic game? Hell no. I'm not going to sit here and say Jalen Hurts deserves to be an MVP.
If Jalen Carter doesn't make that sack and the Rams end up scoring that drive, we're having a completely different conversation today.
But he did, and the Eagles won that game.
And that's why he deserves the game ball.
Yes, he does. We agree. Don't yell at me. Stop yelling at me, Pat. You're scaring me, man.
Well, ZK's got me like, first of all, I think the Eagles are winning. I mean, I shouldn't say this but the way that defense and run game looks right now, they're going to be a hard team to stop.
100%. 100%. And I think that's why ZK is saying what he's saying about this Commanders game.
And the only guy that's going to hold them back is the guy that got the game ball.
Look, they talked to him after the game, and I'm sure we all heard it. They go, "Are you healthy? Are you hurt?" And he goes, "I finished the game." He can't ever answer anything normal. It's just always finish the game, didn't I?
That is top 5 dumbest thing I've ever heard.
If Hurts doesn't score on touchdown run, the Carter sack means nothing. I think ZK's right. It doesn't have to be one or the other, Pat.
We could play that all day.
I think we could, and I'm tired of playing it, quite frankly.
If Carter doesn't make the sack, then Jalen Hurts is getting blamed for a loss because he only threw for 120 yards and did absolutely nothing in the second half.
All right, I guess we're talking about Jalen Hurts now. If there's one thing I'm going to knock Jalen Hurts for, he made one of the worst plays I've seen all season, let alone these playoffs. The way he sat in that pocket in the end zone, ZK, come on now, we can agree on this. The way he just took that sack in the end zone, that was almost the difference between losing and winning a divisional round game. That's bad, man. Some of those sacks he took, I thought were pretty inexcusable. And that's an offensive line. Like, look, it wasn't a great game compared to how they looked all season.
Honestly, how did you not give a game ball to an offensive lineman that game? How about that? I think that one should have been better.
7 sacks, dude. That's how. I don't think you could
They ran for 200 and how many yards?
That's true. CK says he was high as a kite during that interview.
Yeah, well, he played like he was high as a kite. Yeah, I think he's been high as a kite for about a season and a half now.
What are you talking about, Patty C? Get out of here with that. No, I think they shot him up with some Toradol, some Percocet after that injury.
I think he was cloned after that Super Bowl.
Yo, stop it.
Bro,
don't give me this.
That is not the same player I watched play in that Super Bowl.
I know.
I mean, the dude's got like a trigger shot or something, dude.
This is who he is now. That's not what I like.
I liked old Jalen Hurts, dude.
And
when Jalen Hurts was running around, making crazy plays, throwing for 430s in the Super Bowl, all of that, dude. All of that. That's what I want back. I don't like this Jalen Hurts that's going to go in a post-game interview after having one 40-yard touchdown and being like, yeah, we were doubted. Everybody doubted us. You were 6-point favorites.
Here are the statistics. This is Jalen Hurts' stat line. 15.
I hate the Cowboys. Go Eagles over the Cowboys. Stop playing with that.
15 of 20, 128 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 7 carries for 70 yards with 1 long touchdown. This was Josh Allen this weekend. 16 of 22 for 127 yards. 10 carries for 20 yards.
Hurts played better.
That's what ZK was alluding to earlier when he said put the side-by-side statistics
100%. Up. But also, if Josh Allen Josh Allen didn't get the game ball, did he?
Dude, why are you obsessed with this game ball thing? No one cares about the game ball.
I'm tired of this because everybody in this league is all about the quarterbacks. When if we're watching right now, most of these teams that are playing right now are winning not because of their quarterbacks in the playoffs. That's what I'm about.
All right, so you know what? On that note, let's go with ZK said. Let's go to this Texans-Chiefs game because you just said most of these teams are not winning their games because of their quarterbacks. Let's talk about the guy who, he's sitting right here. Everyone says it. It's Mahomes, and then there's everybody else. He didn't have a great game, but he did enough. And if you're going to dish out a lot of hate this weekend, Pat, what do you got to say about Patrick Mahomes?
Carried by defense. Simple. Hey, like I told you, Joshy, I don't know if I said this on or off air. Jayden Daniels is the only quarterback right now that's absolutely carrying his team.
No, I just read Johnny's comment. Starting to feel like Pat got snubbed at a game ball as a kid.
Never.
It does. This seems weirdly personal. We're not talking about the MVP.
It's because I'm watching guys literally game manage games and then post-game interviews acting like they just threw for 7 touchdowns.
No one cares about game balls. They really don't. Jalen Hurts cares about winning. That's why he feels good, is because he had a 44-yard touchdown and he won the game. I think Chandi's right. Do we need to talk this out?
No.
What grade was it?
I don't need a game ball.
I don't
need a game ball,
No, he seemed. Was it, 12 years old?
I don't even know.
Baseball?
I mean, I don't think they do game balls in Pop Warner.
Oh, and you're telling me you didn't like pitch a 6 innings once and they gave the game ball to the kid at the home run?
Come on, nobody would do that. I got the game ball when I hit a home run, actually. That's my fun fact. 1 career home run. What's up, baby? 1 career, baby.
I just want a little therapy here. I was worried about you, Pat. I thought we were getting some deep-seated childhood trauma in there.
I just get annoyed with the way the league is talked. It's all, if you watch any talk show, it's all about the court. I mean, dude, Get Up this morning was talking, is this Lamar Jackson's fault they lost the game? It's like, all right, well. Like,
absolutely. It's absolutely not Lamar Jackson's fault.
But like, it's so quarterback-centric based when we're literally watching 3 of the 4 teams not need their quarterback to win them games.
All right, Patrick Mahomes says, to your point, the statistics, 191 total yards, 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers from Patrick Mahomes. I got a new nickname for Patrick Mahomes, Pat. How about the Maestro? Because I was thinking about it. He's the Maestro. He's not doing it the same way that we saw him do it the first couple of times. He's not like doing it himself. Now, when I look at Patrick Mahomes, I just see him out there, dun, 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 like just conducting his offense. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do too much. And look, you can knock him for that, and I would understand that. But to me, he's still just conducting his offense. He looked a little rusty. I'll give you that. He did not look the same Mahomes, but he doesn't have to. And I don't think we should roast him for that. Mahomes now ties Joe Montana for the 2nd most playoff wins by any quarterback in the playoffs. It is his 7th straight AFC title appearance, which, oh yeah, that's every year he started in his NFL career. He has made the AFC title. I will say Tom Brady made it 8 years in a row, which is crazy because I thought to myself, no way any quarterback has ever done this before.
How come it's got to keep being in the AFC?
That's a good point. There's not consistent dominance in the NFC. It doesn't matter for my
team. I mean, we can't get past the wild card round, but like that's got to suck for teams that are actually good.
Zerky says he looked like a champion. Big dog. Put the big dog in. Where is the big dog? And look, there's the one thing that we have to address.
Well, he is a champion. He's three-time. By the way, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, we're gonna have a serious conversation.
I think we already have to have a serious conversation.
I'm still Brady.
Oh yeah, me too. But it's
3 straight, 4 and 7 is.
It's projecting. It's projecting to this guy Mahomes. Can we have the conversation now?
Britt, I don't know about that.
Who said it? Where are we seeing? Britt breaks.
Have you ever been scared of something as a kid and you just can't shake it? That's Josh Allen when he sees Patty Mahomes.
I think you're right about that. The boogeyman coming to town.
0 for 3.
But here's what I don't want to hear about, Pat. And I know we already had Britt break see it. Those refs. Those officials.
They're not going to know what to call, by the way, because they're literally got the 2 teams that they favor most, I would say. And they're like, all right, they're going to have to huddle up before the game. It's like, all right, you're going to be calling for the Chiefs today? You're going to be calling yours for the Bills today? And let's just try to make this look as not as obvious as we have been in the past.
Mike, are you able to pull up a clip over there? No worries if not. No, don't worry about it. I can pretty much paraphrase it. After the game, Will Anderson Jr. in the scrum says, quote, "It was the Texans versus the refs. We knew what we were getting ourselves into."
D'Amico Ryan said it too.
Pat, what a loser. What a loser.
I don't like that. I mean, again, there was some egregious calls, but...
Egregious calls? What were the... There were no egregious calls in this game.
I think the what was it? Unnecessary roughness on that late slide. First of all, Mahomes is running around like crazy and then just drops out of nowhere to a knee. What do you? Again, this is in real. I feel like a lot of people looking at this in like slow motion. It's like, oh, how'd you not avoid that? It's like, dude, in fast time, they are moving so fast on that field. Him dropping down in a split second. Those guys were already getting ready to hit him. That was not a call.
It was 50-50. It was 50-50. Let's
and
be
by
honest.
the way, if you want to bring that up, if Mahomes got hit like Jared Goff did on that pick six, dude, there would have been a suspension by the NFL on that pick six.
Well, that's where I agree with you.
There would have been a suspension. They would have said that guy's. I don't know if you could even play in the NFL again. You're getting shipped off to Canada, buddy.
That's where I'll agree with you.
Get ready to learn French, buddy.
When Ben's back in, I want to play that Jared Goff head because holy crap, I don't know how on earth he even played the rest of the game.
I'm starting to see some why he struggled after that pick six.
Friedline, good morning to you.
I don't know if he was there.
Friedline, I was wrong. I'll admit it because I would have been on here hyping it up if I was right. Friedline, I tip my cap. I'm eating some humble pie today as well. Bills have already been flagged for roughing the passer on Mahomes. So, okay.
Who said that?
ZK.
But then again, dude, the refs do love Buffalo. We saw it at the end of the first half there with that PI call. That
PI call was worse than anything I saw in that Chiefs game, all right?
Yeah.
Did Mahomes flop in this game? 100%.
Did you see the one that didn't get called when he was jumping
that's what I'm talking about.
What are we doing, bro?
Is it annoying? Do I understand where people get angry at Mahomes? Yes, okay, I get it. But this is an anonymous coach story in The Athletic this morning I read. Quote, Mahomes, he's a great manipulator. He knows what to do, run to the border of the field, slow down, step on that white line, and get hit. There are timing elements, and then once every so often, he will cut back and get the additional 15 yards. Hate the player all you want, but it's a player using the rules of the game against itself. And for that, I don't get mad at Patrick Mahomes. For all of you out there, and Twitter, I was at a bar watching this game, down here in Tampa. I pitied the table next to me because they were rooting so hard against Mahomes and Kelsey. I just pitied them because I enjoy watching this greatness. And listen, this is a crazy stat I saw about the officials and the Chiefs. There are missed calls, bad calls, questionable calls in every single game. But the reason we fixate on the Chiefs and Mahomes is because they are great and because they capitalize on those little penalties. They're always on prime team.
They're always the standalone game when these calls get made. Like if these calls are happening Sunday at 1 p.m., they're not getting the outroar that they are. Like again,
it's the Chris Olave Tua logic we talked about last week.
Exactly. Again, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the Chiefs aren't good because they get calls from the officials. Like, that is complete and utter BS if you think that. They are a great team because they're a great team. It's not because of the officials. Of course, sometimes the officials may have their hands in the pot a little bit. But, again, I'm not going to sit here. They did not win that game because of the officiating.
So, all right.
The Bills won more because of that call than the Chiefs did because of any call they got. If we want to go there, we'll go there.
Forget the conspiracy theories. NFL officials have assessed 47 penalties against the Chiefs in fourth quarters and overtimes of one-score games in the last 2 seasons, including the playoffs. Those same officials have assessed 48 penalties against the Chiefs' opponents in those same critical situations. There has been one more penalty called in the favor of the Chiefs than against them in one-score games in the fourth quarter and later in the past 2 seasons. It is a narrative because we hate greatness. People want to look for reasons to hate Mahomes, when in reality, the margins are razor thin. We have to operate in facts, ladies and gentlemen.
They did this. I mean, those are probably the same people that were discrediting the Patriots dynasty.
Britt breaks, but what penalties? Now, to your point, Britt breaks, let me see. I believe the yardage did favor the Chiefs a little more. It was like 340 versus 307, I want to say off the top of my head, to your point, Britt. But even still, it's not anything like crazy.
Wait, who? For what game?
No, in the past 2 seasons, out of the stats I said where there's only one penalty difference. My question is, why do they continue to get the head official that the Chiefs are 6-0 with? ZK, that's a great question. The same article, I don't have it in front of me right now. But the fact of the matter is, Patrick Mahomes has won 80% of all games he has played. Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a losing record with any official in the entire NFL. Yeah. There's one official, I forgot the name, but he's 4-4 with one of the officials. The reality is Mahomes just wins, ZK. It's ridiculous. He's a winner.
I mean, at the end of the day, he wins. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. Not up for debate.
Even if he's not playing like it,
he doesn't have to,
go on the track
guess what? Guess what? People will say this is Patrick Mahomes' worst year yet. And what's he doing right now? Getting ready for the AFC title game. Oh, and guess what? He got in as the 1 seed. It's going down at his home place.
4th time in the last 5 years, I want to say.
Again, and I'm not going to knock him for that because you win in the regular season. That'd be like me saying, oh, well, Josh Allen only wins home playoff games. But again, he wins, he gets the 2 seed, and he gets the home playoff games. That's why the regular season is played. The best teams get to play at home. End of the day, and the Chiefs are always the best team, so they get to play at home. You want to knock them off that mantle, you go to their house, and you got to do it yourself.
which we have not seen, the old Arrowhead Invitational, in the words of Nick Wright. My goodness. All right.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Let's see.
Whoa. When have I once said, ZK, that the Eagles were not one of the best teams in football? First of all, didn't I just say that I said they're going to beat the Commanders. They're going to the Super Bowl, but I'm not saying that they're not. It's not because of Jalen Hurts. That's where we disagreed. They're the best player because of the way they built their trenches. Like a smart freaking team.
Well, all right. So Juan over here says, don't play, hate the player, hate the game. Juan also said.
How is that crazy?
Have you guys said your Super Bowl winner
How is that
yet?
crazy?
Yes,
the Bills.
Let's quickly. Okay, yeah. Let's quick. This is the unofficial one, by the way, Juan, because I think every Friday I want to get on the record. I save the Monday more as reflection, instant reaction.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm putting all my eggs in the Bill basket. Let's go.
Damn, how about that turnaround? I'm going with the Birds, CK. How can you not go with the Birds?
But that's what I'm saying. They should have lost against the Ravens, but they won. There's something going on. They're gonna win it.
Juan, let us know who you got. Who you got winning the Super Bowl? No 3P. I mean, listen.
It's probably gonna happen, but I'm hoping it doesn't. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the Bills take them out in the title game. They finally get over the hump.
All right, let's see. What did I have here? Anything for Ben?
I'll tell you this, Juan. You are and you will be for, let's see, we'll say, 10 more years?
What's that, Mahomes?
For Patty Mahomes. You'll witness greatness for another 10 years. Yeah, we'll be just fine. Don't worry. This will not be the last time he gets a shot at 3-peating, probably.
Absolutely.
He'll go back to back again. Don't you worry about that.
Let's see here. Anything we got to clean up? I feel like we recapped a lot of the
ZK, we said greatness. Jalen Hurts isn't greatness.
All right, let's see here, Pat. You're rubbing me the wrong way with this whole Eagles thing.
Well, I'm just going because ZK is coming at me saying that I'm saying that if they're going to Super Bowl, but it's not because of Jalen Hurts. He said that was crazy. And I think that is obvious that Saquon Barkley is their leader. Tell me I'm wrong, Josh. Look at me in my eyes and say I'm wrong. Who plays a bigger part? If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, who plays a bigger part?
1,000% Saquon Barkley.
Thank you.
Based on this last weekend here, Pat, let me ask you this. The NFL comes to you, Pat, for some reason. Goodell, Associate Press, they go, you know what, Pat?
As they should.
We got our votes for MVP, and they're all tied across the board. They're tied, and we've been watching Talkin Slab for the last couple of months. We think you're brilliant, Pat, even though you can't pronounce rural or don't know where a single state capital is. Pat, we got to come to you. You're going to break the tie on MVP. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Jayden Daniels. You're going to go Jayden Daniels. MVP. And look, based on taking the playoffs into consideration.
Actually, you know what, dude? I might go Saquon. Nah, I'm going Jayden Daniels because he's again the Eagles have such a great roster. Give me Jayden Daniels. Saquon, I'm trying to think of my own answer. If you said Saquon, I'm not going to be mad because I think Saquon 100% could deserve that. I'll give you that, Chandi.
Juan says obviously Lamar.
I do love Jayden Daniels. That's my guy.
Listen, Chandi, look, you got to be honest. How can you not love Jayden Daniels, even as an Eagles fan? I mean, the guy is, especially is if you're on this app and you know the value of a rookie and a rookie card,
dude, he's fun to watch, and he brought I love rooting for the Cinderella story. I love it. It's awesome. And this is a Cinderella story. And he's doing dude, again, he's playing an NFC Championship game with a average roster.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm just really thinking about this.
Put all the teams left rosters together. Who's got the worst?
Definitely the Commanders. Definitely the Commanders. I'm just trying to find a way to not say Jayden Daniels would be the MVP if we include these
every year
few rounds of the playoffs. I think.
Well, I mean, again, if it's going off of just regular season, like it should be, it's a regular season award. It is going to be. I do have a vote for Lamar Jackson just because I think he had the best regular season.
No, but that's not.
But I still think Saquon should get some votes, man.
Oh, 100%, and he will get some votes. He get some.
They were putting up 30 plus with Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee.
Listen, right now, it's Jayden Daniels, man. Just because they were
Chandi, at least I'm a real fan. I didn't just pick a good team a couple years ago.
You talking about Chandi? That's how Chandi.
Oh my god, dude, he just became an Eagles fan. I swear.
I mean, that is the story. When he was in school,
he's never heard Brian
Westbrook.
Yeah, never even heard Brian Westbrook.
Yeah, Chandi, what year did you start? Pick them when they were bad.
Oh my god, they were bad.
When were they bad? They have made, I want to say 7 conference championships since 2000 is the stat I heard this morning.
Oh, man, yeah.
Staley.
Way to pick an underdog team, Chandi. You know, I'm happy that you didn't just pick a team that, went to 7 conference championships since 2000, You really you can't be a front runner, you know.
Ben, I don't think I had it on here. Are you able to find the video of Jared Goff getting freaking killed? by the Commanders.
Somebody got to check on that kid, by the way. How did he not get a concussion?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the losers real quick of this weekend, because I think out of all the losers, right?
There's one that sticks out.
The Ravens, I think they'll be fine. It's sad, I do feel for Lamar. I feel for the Ravens.
You can at
I
least
feel like
hang
they
your
deserve
hat on
better.
something and be like, all right, well, Mark Andrews just sucks.
Right, like you can't blame Lamar Jackson for this game, and I think that was a big narrative coming to this week. Is one of these quarterbacks is going to get killed?
Should have been one. Should have been.
And Lamar Jackson's not getting killed. The Ravens will be fine. The Rams, I actually think they're in a really good spot. They drafted really well this last year. Puka and Kupp still relatively young.
They had a chance to win that game at the end.
You're right.
100% in Philadelphia in the snow for, again, a quarterback that doesn't have a lot of reps for playing in cold weather. Dude, watch this.
What's up, Fiskin? This play, by the way. I mean, like we said that one play with the
Fiskin,
turnover.
that game would have been tied if Mark Andrews caught the ball, and he literally dominated the entire second half.
Jared Goff. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was a pick six.
That throw was atrocious.
We got to talk about the Lions here, Pat.
It's bad. I don't know. They're cursed.
I don't know if they're cursed. I don't know what.
Oh, they're cursed.
Are they in trouble in the future, I think?
Yes. Dude, how was that not a flag, by the way? That is a definition. No matter what, you can't hit a quarterback in the head area, even if it is on a block.
Oh, my God.
Bro, how
I
does
don't
he
know.
get up from that?
And why? Yeah, got to throw the flag there. Got to throw. This reminded me.
Jeez.
This reminded me of last season. It was a Monday Night Football game. Brock Purdy got concussed, came back in the game, and was horrible for the rest of the game. You cannot convince me Jared Goff wasn't, the old cuckoo, the old like cartoon with the cuckoo clock comes out. That was Jared Goff's brain after that hit.
There's no way he should have been back in that game.
He was pursuing the play. Rectum, which is always cracking me up, by the way. Rectum's right. All right. Yeah, Rectum's right, actually. He is right.
But rules official came on and saying even if pursuing a play, a quarterback is always protected in the head or neck area. That's the rule. That's what they said. The way they explained it.
Dude.
That's a penalty. If by the rule book, it's a penalty.
You want to talk about getting, like, ragdolled.
Oh, he got crushed.
He got crushed.
He was seeing stars, dude. I mean, he was looking up at that. He was looking up at the Ford Field roof, and he thought he was in a Rolls Royce with a starry roof. Because my goodness, bro, he was seeing stuff.
Also, real quick, I thought I was a genius. I don't know if you were on the show with me last week. We said who would be the best backup quarterback to invest in. Who remembered him? Said Hendon Hooker. If Jared Goff gets hurt, watch Hendon Hooker. Teddy Bridgewater was the backup quarterback. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when all of a sudden they pan in and it was Teddy Bridgewater taking snaps.
They said
the high school coach 2 weeks ago. What?
Teddy 2 yards, as we called him in Miami.
There's
there's talks that Hendon Hooker could follow if Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders. They said that he could take Hendon Hooker with him because he already knows the system. He's a believer in him.
Look, all right, let's play the blame game. You're talking about Ben Johnson going, which I do think is a foregone conclusion. No, seriously though.
I blame the training staff.
The who?
The training staff. They don't have a defense anymore.
Yeah, but that's not good enough for me, Pat. Because we saw
obviously it's Jared Goff's fault.
That's where you're going with then? Just Jared Goff, hook, line, and sinker.
Hook, line, sinker.
Yeah.
I mean, who else am I? I mean, Aaron Glenn had a rough game. But again, they had so many injuries on that defense, so it's hard to really put full blame on a guy who's playing with a lot of backups and practice squad guys. While Jared Goff, that you're supposed to be the guy, dude. You led this team to the #1 seed, and another year where you didn't perform when they needed you to, my guy. And that's the problem. It's not the first time we've seen this either. That's another problem. Yeah,
and he had, correct me if I'm wrong, he might have had a fumble earlier in that game. I want to say first quarter strip sack for the Commanders.
Yes.
At the end of the day, Jared Goff turnovers, just another big story. I'm going to have to agree with you. I would blame Ben Johnson a little bit more because I kept saying it all year. This freaking, oh my God, look at how creative he is with the offensive line and all these trick plays. It caught up to him big time. Look, I think the Lions will be a fine team next season. They'll make the playoffs. They might win the division. But I know one thing's for certain, Pat. The division's going to be just as tough next year. You're going to have at least one of those coordinators gone, and I think you've got a bigger question mark at quarterback.
I don't think that
than you originally thought you had.
That division's not going to be as good.
It's not going to be as good? No. Bears better or worse next year?
Same?
I think they're already going to be better.
Let me see who they hire.
All right, let's say they hire Pete Carroll.
Vikings will be 7 games worse.
Vikings might be 7 games
McCarthy,
worse.
you know this. I hate him. He stinks. Packers are going to be worse too. I think Jordan Love is overrated.
J. Kane says blame on the defense. You can't give up 45 at home.
No, they gave up.
Receivers.
They gave up 38 though.
Yeah, he says after holding Jay Jettis and Addison to 9 points in Week 18. The difference is you held Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
You held Sam Darnold held himself, I think.
And
in
Jayden Daniels is top 5.
Yep, Rec, that's what I'm saying. Jayden Daniels ain't Sam Darnold. Obviously, the Bears are going to win that division next year. All right, ZK spouting out hot takes today. I don't hate that. I do think it's the Packers. I do think it's the Packers next year. The Packers? Why wouldn't you? What did I
Because
say?
Jordan Love is overrated as can be.
All right, we're not doing that today. We got a whole offseason.
Oh my God, is he overrated? Are you serious?
We got a whole offseason to do this, man.
He had 2 good seasons, one in college, one in the NFL, and that's it.
It's crazy. I saw the stat.
Yeah, right, Rectum. He's got. I mean, hey, more power to ZK. Right?
The 3 highest paid quarterbacks in the playoffs: Jordan Love, $55 million.
Stinks.
To your point,
Overrated.
Jared Goff, $53 million.
Overrated.
Justin Herbert, $52 million.
Overrated.
0-3 with a combined 10 interceptions.
They're all overrated.
It's maddening. What's up, Hooper? Lions will win it again. Okay, all right.
I think Hoop. I might agree with Hoop on that. I think the Lions win the division again, but I don't think it's going to be a 14-win team, 15-win team that's going to take it down. I think it's more going to be like a 12-win team.
Yeah, I think they'll come back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, ZK, that's a fact. You do still ow me from that bet because I don't think the Sixers are going to pass us.
Oh God, nope. That's enough Sixers talk for this show. Real quick though, because Ben was out of the room, we couldn't play any clips here. Ben, the Eagles Rams here, the unsung hero. This is who should have gotten the game ball instead of Jalen Hurts. If you want to give someone a game ball here, by the way, that's not getting talked about enough.
BGD.
Played through the elements, all this. ZK, I know you saw this one. How about the snap holder? Look at Braden Mann in this game.
A dog.
Look at that.
That dude is a go for that, by the way. This guy is the best holder in the game, dude.
That is the Eagles punter, Braden Mann, in 2, not 1, but 2 massive kicks in this game. That's the second one. You think Braden Mann...
You understand how hard that's got to be, too, to catch the ball like that?
Dude, you think punters aren't using the jugs machine on the sidelines? My word, a shout out to Braden Mann, who may have low-key saved the Eagles season. It might not get all the talk on the big shows this week, or today for that matter, but my goodness, did Braden Mann make a couple huge catches? I mean, that's ridiculous.
He's got better hands than A.J. Brown, dude.
Maybe, dude. I can't disagree with that. Hello, Swear. Good morning to you. Hoover says Dan Campbell is a dog, and they will play hard for him no matter what.
I agree with you there.
You're right about that. I just feel like in these biggest games, he has made some questionable decisions.
Who's the best quarterback in that division?
It's Jordan Love. No, you're going to go crazy. It's Jordan Love, is it not?
It's not.
Who is it?
It's still Goff.
Still Goff?
Why is Jordan Love the best quarterback in that division?
I think he's got But
that's what I'm saying with that division overperformed this year.
All right, Hooper's saying Goff too. I mean, look, Pat. We have 2 conference championships. We have all these divisional games to react to.
I just had to ask. I can't do this. I had to ask.
I can't do this. Who's the best quarterback of all these teams that are already eliminated? It's ridiculous.
I had to ask. We were on the topic. We were on the team, so I had to ask.
Pat, before we look ahead to some other big stuff here, you got anything to close us out here from the weekend? I mean, look, we'll be breaking this down, looking ahead rest of this week. We still got a lot to talk about.
Breaking it down from this weekend, other than that Chiefs-Texans games with, again, I understand people were mad about the officiating. Dude, those are some good games this weekend.
Even Chiefs-Texans wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't pretty. It was pretty ugly.
The next three were some of the most exciting games I all season, dude. I had a blast. I mean, the Commanders game was awesome, mostly because of the upset factor in it. The Eagles-Rams was a dogfight that ended up in the snow, in the elements, that saw it go down to the final, 30 seconds of that game with a 4th down in the red zone.
I thought the game was over,
And then the Bills-Ravens, absolutely awesome. The only gripe I had with is Mark Andrews robbed us of what would have been a legendary ending. Somebody was going to have to take their team on a game-winning drive and have that MVP drive. Obviously, Mark Andrews said, sorry, America, we hate you. I hate you. I'm not going to let you guys have fun. But yeah, dude, I thought I would say 3 out of the 4 were classics almost, and the Chiefs-Texans was a good game. So I'm just very happy with the way the weekend played out football-wise.
Game you're more excited to watch? Bills. Is it Bills Chiefs again, or is it the Commanders Eagles?
I love Jayden, dude.
He's serious.
I love him, dude. I want the Cinderella story. And again,
wait.
Saquon Barkley versus Jayden Daniels, baby.
How about that's premium
electric.
disrespect right there. Saquon, you go Saquon Barkley versus Jayden Daniels.
Well, I'm going with the leader of their offense versus the leader of their offense.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. It is disrespectful, but it's fair. It's fair. Wait, Hooper, are you? What, chat, let us know. What are you looking forward to most? Because even as an Eagles fan, maybe it's because I'm nervous. If I take my Eagles hat off, how can I not look forward to Chiefs Bills? I mean, just keep running.
The only thing I'm worried about, dude, if it
back.
gets to 0-4 in the playoffs, we can't be like, oh, dude, this is one of the best rivalry in football right now. Because it's the same. Same thing happens every year.
Yeah, they keep kicking their ass.
This is the one. The Bills have to win this one, and I think they know it. If the Bills don't win this one, they're never getting over that mountain. I think I feel like this Chiefs team is the one that can be upset.
I agree, Pat, but I've also heard everyone say this every single time they meet up. And to your point,
I'm taking the Bills.
The Chiefs always win.
I'm taking the Bills.
ZK asked you a really good question, though. Who do you trust more, Saquon against Washington's defense or Daniels against the Eagles'
Saquon versus
defense?
Washington's defense, and it isn't even close. The Commanders can't stop the run.
All right, there you go.
Saquon is not even if anybody wants to blame me on this, I mean, you can't. Saquon's the best running back in football by miles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're playing against a subpar rushing defense.
Well, I think you saw the difference.
But that's what I'm saying. If Jayden Daniels can keep this a game, dude, it only takes one stop. All it takes is one stop. The Commanders have to come into this game, and I know it's going to sound disrespectful, but again, it's how you beat the Eagles. You got to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball 25 to 35 times.
And reports are sprained MCL. Not official, but for Jalen Hurts, reports are they're thinking he's got a sprained MCL.
He's got to throw. You got to force him to throw.
Mobility will be heavily limited.
But in Philly, in the Philly crowd, so Eagles by 1 million. I mean, the Rams gave him a run for their money in the snow in front of the Philly crowd.
CJ Slabs, repeat of 92. Was that Washington against the Bills, if I'm not mistaken, CJ Slabs? Dang, repeat of 92. Book it. Yep, Friedline says, call Foles. I love that Friedline. Yeah, you're going to need to. Although, listen, we'll talk about this later in the week. I think the Eagles might be better off starting Kenny Pickett, man.
I agree.
It's getting... Good morning, Chaz.
Be careful. ZK might come crush you for that one.
Dude, listen, ZK, and we'll talk about this week. We got to see how the injury report comes up. But I would rather see a healthy Pickett versus a banged-up Hurts on Sunday. Listen, we got to hear the injury report. I'm nervous, ZK. It looked bad, man. It looked pretty bad. And
if they lose, A.J. Brown to go.
Tanner McKee is better than Pickett. That's a whole different discussion for Abel. That one that I might not completely disagree with. But the fact of the matter is, I'm nervous. I'm going to be very nervous if we have an injured Jalen Hurts. Pat, we could talk a little more about the playoffs, but here's the bottom line. Bruno, yes, sir. So, Bruno, here's how this worked. We got a bunch of breaks in the store right now. We run a little talk show here until 11 a.m. In just 7 minutes, we are going to run a massive giveaway. It's a 50-card wheel. 3 of those cards are PSA-graded slabs. So if you just hang out for another few minutes here, we'll run a huge giveaway, chance at a PSA-graded slab for free. And then at 11 a.m., we'll get back to ripping. I believe we'll run a couple of auctions. We do have a Bowman draft break already in the store loaded up, PYT, if you want to hop in. But Bruno, we're just talking some football right now, hanging out, doing some giveaways, and we're going to get back to ripping and breaking at 11 a.m. Appreciate you stopping in, though, Bruno. Hooper says it's a smoke show. He plays no matter what. Yeah, I agree. He'll play no matter what. But as a fan, I don't think he should play no matter what. I think that he should only play if he's 100% healthy. We have a national championship game tonight, Pat.
Ohio State.
What the heck? First things first, be honest with me. Interest level 1 to 10 in this game tonight.
4.
4 is low. What do we got? I know Chaz is going to be interested tonight with the Brutus profile picture. But, I'm a man of the people. I pride myself on being a man of the people. I personally, let's go CJ Slabs, hopping into the Bowman draft random break. I'm not that interested tonight. And I think part of it comes from...
ransack, I'm going to be honest.
I think part of it comes from this awesome weekend of NFL football. The NFL is just such a better product than college football, especially in the playoffs. The spread, the number I want to say, what is it? 8.5? Let me see. What did I have written down? Yeah. 8.5 is the number I saw last night. It might have moved. I'm not that interested. I'm probably like a 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I'm going to watch. It's the national championship game. I'm sorry, Chaz, who's saying the Ohio State. And understandably so, they're favored by 8.5 points. I don't know, what to make of this game tonight here. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Oh, hold on. Frable says Pat Mahomes plays Hurts, so Jalen Hurts needs to put his big boy pants on. This is a Super Bowl opportunity. I know, Frable, but come on. We're talking about Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes here. I'm an Eagles fan. I think it's foolish to talk about Pat Mahomes and Jalen Hurts in the same conversation. I'm just being honest. And look, we can bounce back and forth, but I didn't want to get out of here today, without talking about the championship game tonight.
Keep hoping because Ohio State crushes man defense. Notre Dame's a man defensive team. That's what they do. That's what got them here. They're going to continue to run it, and Ohio State just eats up man for breakfast.
So you think it's a blowout tonight?
I think Ohio State's going to win by 17.
Damn, Ohio State by 17, so I assume you'll be betting the spread tonight. This is a game, I'm just going to say it right now. Look, I lost some good money on the Ravens yesterday. I need to take a night off because I know if I would be betting, I would be betting with my heart, and I would be betting on the Fighting Irish tonight because, come on, I want to see Notre Dame win. I want to see a good game here. So you're saying 17. Here's my one problem, though, with this game tonight.
34-17.
It's not a bad score. My problem with this game tonight is it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. We were on here talking about Ryan Day like he needed to be fired. We were talking about Ohio State like they were a disgrace, and all of a sudden we blink, a week goes by, they're 8.5-point favorites.
I still don't think he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of Ryan Day, but he's got a great roster. And I'm not a big fan of Marcus Freeman either. Although I am starting to turn a new leaf on that because the way he's starting to turn that program around. But Ryan Day, Ohio State's always been a great program.
Yeah, that's true. He just kind of
who did they have to beat to get there? They beat Texas. Ooh,
they're a good team.
Carson Beck beat Texas twice, but Carson Beck sucks.
Frable, I believe this is one of the worst championship matchups since Georgia versus TCU.
Whoa, that was one of the best national championships I've ever watched.
It was 70-0 pretty much, if I remember correctly.
I didn't have to stress. I was celebrating with the cigars by the end of the first quarter that year, dude. That was a great championship, back to back.
Well, Frable, to your point, we have a good track record of bad championships. 6 straight bad national championships, and Pat thinks that continues tonight. I think we get a closer game.
Wait, 6 straight?
6 straight bad national championships, yeah. You going to make a comment about how Georgia winning is not a bad national championship?
That Georgia-Bama game wasn't bad.
When was that one?
That was Bryce Young with the it was 26-18. Alabama had the ball. Bryce Young threw a game-losing pick 6 to a guy that you guys drafted.
What year was that? You sure that was the national championship?
That was 2021. It was the year before the TCU. We went back to back.
Frable saying 65-7, by the way. Oh my goodness.
It was the year It was the year before the TCU.
Let me see this national championship history.
The pick six makes it look worse, but it was a one-score game.
Okay. But the
worst national championship ever is when that Hawaiian quarterback threw a game-winning touchdown to Devontae Smith. That's the worst national championship of all time.
Last year, Michigan 34-13, terrible game. 2 years ago, Georgia
great game.
65-7, terrible game. To your point, 3 years ago, 33-18.
But they had a game-winning pick six.
You're right.
It was 26-18 and then they got a pick six with Keely Ringo.
Year before that, Alabama, Ohio State, 52-24. Year before that, LSU 42-25. Yes. Stomp. That game looked closer than it actually was, if I remember correctly. Year before that, 44-16. Clemson wins. Got to go back to 2018.
No, that national championship sucked. 2018. Stop it. That national championship stunk.
Alabama overtime win against Georgia.
That game sucked.
Any national championship that goes to overtime is a good game.
That's my least favorite national championship I've ever watched.
Jay Kane says he's roasting you, Pat, and deservedly so. Dude, Ohio State ran the undefeated #1 team in the country off the field 2 weeks ago. Who did they beat? Shaking my head. And I tend to agree with Jay Kane.
I like the Oregon win, but again, I'm not impressed by Ryan Day. I'll die on that hill. I think he's just got a great roster. Like John Harbaugh said, the quote of the year. Some people were born on third base and thought they hit a triple. That's still the best quote, dude. I don't care. That is an awesome quote.
It is a great quote.
That's a great quote.
And it is a little bit true for Ryan Day, but if they do win the national championship,
I forgot about the Oregon J game, but I'll still die on the hill that I'm still not too impressed by Ryan Day. I think they're going to be national champions, but guess what? There's still going to be questions about him next year when he loses the game. That's just Ohio State for you. They're always going to be. They lose one game, they're going to be like, oh, it's time for him to go.
All right, we got 31-13 Ohio State. We got 34-10 Ohio State. Freeland said Ryan Day has built his team on his own. Freeland, that's a good point. I mean, this is a new regime, but it's the Ohio State brand, I think is what we're talking about here. He didn't build the Ohio State brand on his own. And I do think, credit Ryan Day for taking the criticism and bouncing back off that Michigan
I respect how, since he's been getting this criticism, he hasn't really, made these headlines after he wins a game, oh, dude, you guys are all
you know what it is? Can we just, he's punchable face. Punchable face
Maybe
syndrome.
That's it.
It's really what it is. Punchable face syndrome. Guys annoying. Let's keep it a buck, as I know you and Maddie, I just like to say, let's keep it a buck. Guys annoying. Guys got a punchable face. Hell, so does Chip Kelly. But at the end of the day, they're good, man. They're good. They're very
they're
good.
winning in spite of Ryan Day, not because of Ryan Day.
Yeah, and then Fivil, Jack Sawyer's story about, in case you don't know. So Jack Sawyer grew up a huge Ohio State fan. Ryan Day came, I want to say, he came to his house, and Sawyer's dad was was like, no, you got a lot of offers. Let's weigh our options. All right. Later in that day, Sawyer's dad, he goes down for a nap. Immediately, Sawyer calls Ryan Day and says, I want to be a Buckeye, sir. Guys, slab or no slab giveaway is live. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time joining us,
let's go.
You got a chance right now.
Please, ZK, do it.
Someone is getting a free card, and they're all good, but they're not all created equally.
ZK, stop trying to fool yourself. You're getting carried, boy.
50 card wheel. One of you lucky contestants are going to be a winner today. We will run a giveaway. We'll see who wins. After we see who wins, we run a wheel 1 through 50. Numbers 1, 25, and 50 are PSA graded slabs for absolutely free. No matter what, whoever wins, you're going to get a free card. Some real good stuff on there. We got autos, low numbered cards of good players. But there you go. Hey, look at that Bills hat on Petty C over here. All right, here we go. We got ZK going crazy. Dalton, 0-4 in the last matchup.
DK is trying to talk me into that Jalen Hurts is the best player on their offense, which, again, you're not going to change my mind. Saquon Barkley, and I think 99.9% of Eagles fans will agree that Saquon Barkley is the reason why they're here, not Jalen Hurts.
All right. First of all, let me work on the chat order. 0-4 in the last 4 matchups. Who are you talking about, Dalton? Is that Ohio State, Michigan?
Ohio State versus Michigan. All right. 0 Big Ten titles, which again I agree with, but again, national championship wipes away that.
I agree. I think it's crazy.
Screw it.
Screw the rivalry. If you win the title,
I want the national title.
All right, we got one last Hurts stat for Patty. This is about Jalen Hurts from ZK. Hurts is 12-0. In his last 12 games, he started and finished
with his 122 yards a game.
29
ran for a 40-yard touchdown.
No. Pat, 29 touchdowns, 3 turnovers, 113.1 passer rating. Yes or no question? Is that an impressive stat line? Why not?
Because he's not good.
ZK, some people just don't want to. Some people
I was a Jalen Hurts fan.
No,
No, because now I'm getting. I got annoyed when ZK is trying to convince me that he's the reason why they're in the Super Bowl or going to the Super Bowl because they'll probably beat Washington over Saquon Barkley, who literally carried you. For the last 13 weeks.
He's broken. You can't argue with this guy. I'm not gonna try to do it. I mean. Look, I don't think Jalen Hurts is a world beater.
You're comparing the Tua. You lost. You just lost the argument. Congratulations, ZK. You lost, buddy. You just compared him to Tua. Game over. Game, set, match. 10-8 Patty on that round. Oh, my goodness. Comparing him to Tua is where you lost it.
You wish you had Jalen Hurts. He's right,
No,
though.
I don't. I wish I had Saquon Barkley. Dude, what the hell is Jalen Hurts going to do on the Dolphins without an offensive line and no running game?
Let's see. All right, Brack, how long does Day last? He wins Natty, continues to lose to Michigan. 3 more years, I would say, Brack, at least. Ovo says 1 more year.
Yeah, you don't need to do anything. You got the best running back.
Travis Hunter predictions. Ovo, I'm going to save that for the offseason. We got a long offseason to do that.
Travis Hunter prediction is, what is he? I don't even know where he's going to play.
J. Kane, LOL. Why do you need to throw over 300 when you have the best running back? It's impressive because low turnovers, good completion percentage, and rating. I mean, ZK, can we agree on this about Jalen Hurts? He's become
a game
manager. 100%. But I don't think that's a bad thing.
I never said
if
it was
you're
a bad thing.
Super Bowl winning game manager, you're a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You know what I mean?
Trent Dilfer.
Okay.
Trent Dilfer.
No. Because Trent Dilfer did not have the legs, right? If Trent Dilfer was running for 44-yard touchdowns, we would be talking about
Smith. I don't hate that.
But we would be talking if Alex Smith could run better, we would be talking about him much differently. You know what I mean? Like
game manager.
He's a game manager, but he's an elite game manager, which sounds like an oxymoron.
AJ Brown's got to get off the team.
No updates yet, Johnny. I listened to the radio today. They had a doctor on. He was speculating a sprained MCL, which is playable, but it will severely limit his mobility.
So now he's Trent Dilfer.
What's that?
Because he can't run.
And if he's Trent Dilfer, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Super Bowl champion, Josh.
I don't
Show
know.
some respect. You just said it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What else we got? If you're the Detroit Lions, what do you do to ensure a late playoff run next year? Maybe a ring.
Tell Jared Goff to stop turning the ball over.
You got to take a long, hard look at yourself and that defense when it comes to the nitty-gritty. We just kind of talked about Goff's. We're doing fantastic this morning, Sam. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing good.
Let's see.
Lions are in
else?
a weird spot because, like, you talking about the number one seed in the NFC, one round exit, and you don't know if you have your quarterback on the team. Like, I mean,
they have their quarterback for at least a couple of years. You don't really have a choice. You're tied to them.
But do you see Jared Goff leading them to a Super Bowl?
To a Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl are two different
Do
things.
you see Jared Goff winning the Super Bowl with the Lions as a starting quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard my tone when I said it. It's not like a book it, like, oh my God, Jared Goff is the man. It was, maybe.
That's
it wasn't
the problem,
confident.
Hey, you got to keep looking at quarterbacks till you find the one.
And Dalton's right. They have the pieces for a couple of years through the contract. It really is if they build on the line and keep everybody healthy. And that's ultimately why I see Garrett. It's not that I see Jared Goff winning the
Nobody's
Super
going to
Bowl.
stay healthy during the season. This is the game
He's
we play.
right.
They don't stay healthy. It's depth.
I see Amon-Ra St. Brown. I see J-Mo. I see Laporta. I see Gibbs. I see Penei Sewell winning a Super Bowl. And Goff is good enough. I don't think he's going to blow it.
How long are you going to be able to keep that core intact?
You still got a good few years, right? Well, why wouldn't you be able to keep it intact?
2-3 years?
Goff's already under contract, so it's not like you got to worry about giving your
What's his
quarterback a
numbers
big
looking
deal.
like, though, in that contract, though?
I think 2 more years left. I think
What's
2
the
years
cap that's on him?
50 million, but it's already there, is it not? 2 to 3 years? 2 years? Thank you, Rothschild. And no, Fivil, absolutely. I'm not forgetting the injuries they have on defense. Absolutely. It's a fair point, but at the end of the day.
Absolutely, but injuries are part of the game. And again, I said that. That's why I don't put a lot of blame on Aaron Glenn for giving up all those points because of the injuries. But again, if your defense is banged up, you got to expect your quarterback to pick up the slack on that end. And I don't see Jared Goff has not been able to do that in the playoffs.
And here's the thing. Look, Jared Goff had a bad game. He definitely was concussed. He definitely made some bad turnovers. And I think you do put most blame on the Goff. I just keep going back to what are you doing driving at the Washington 40-yard line with 12 minutes left in the game, down by 10. You have Jameson Williams throw a pass? That is where the game was ultimately lost. And for that, you got to blame Dan Campbell. You got to blame Ben Johnson for as much as we put these guys on a pedestal. You know, we can chant Jared Goff. Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson are treated like golden gods all season. That play call sunk the entire season. And I think it needs to be torn to shreds all offseason long. The Lions fans out there who, by the way, nothing against Lions fans. Shout out Benny from the block, you know? I love some good Lions fans. I do feel for some of them. But Lions fans... Eagles fans take a lot of flack. Lions fans, you have never won anything before. And the crap they were talking before the game, a little bit of humble pie there, Detroit. A little bit of humble pie,
do you
man.
blame them, though? Like, this was supposed to be the year.
Said it last year. We're going to say it again next year. At a certain point, you got
No, I'm not saying it again next year. I've learned my lesson.
Fair enough.
Just like if the Bills don't beat the Chiefs, dude, I'm never saying it's the Bills.
Johnny says J-Mo should have never thrown the ball. He could have taken the 2-yard loss. Agreed. And Dan Campbell
That's
after
a young
the game.
player, though.
Dan Campbell after the game said, I wish you would have kept the ball. Danny boy.
That's a
Benny
young
boy.
player trying
Ben
to
Johnson.
make a play.
You put the ball in his hands in that spot. That's on you. That's not on J-Mo. What's he supposed? Look, should he have run the ball? Yeah. Should he have taken the 2-yard loss? Absolutely. Don't put the ball in his hands. In a moment like that, it's insane. Fivil, look what Fivil said, by the way.
Yeah, what the heck?
Is a rich man's
all
Darnold.
these legends from Detroit, and you have D'Angelo Ball performing.
Here's the thing, man. That could have if you win that game. No. Actually, if you're winning at halftime, it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like putting Jello up there. It's the new hot thing. I'm not swerving the corner. Whoa.
Hey, which catchy. I'm with you, but dude, don't you have like Big Sean, Eminem, T Grizzly?
But the fact that I forgot to bring this up. Shout out Phil for that one. The fact that you're losing at halftime and then bring her Jello is like cherry on top disaster class for Detroit. My goodness, Johnny, I agree. Coaching should have been able to walk through that outcome if they're practicing that play. Agreed, and they probably did. But it's like in that moment, you just should have put him in that situation. I think. No, Johnny, we already covered this one. I am not going to talk about the refs. And Rothschild, I wonder how well stated it was to him to tuck it if the play was not there. Any logical coach would have made it unbelievably clear before that drive. Yeah, man. And look, let's say Jared Goff throws, you still might lose that game. To me, that was the absolute cherry on top in terms of losing that game if you're the Lions.
I just feel so bad for them, man. I really do.
The Lions?
Yeah. As much as I love Jayden Daniels and Cinderella story, like I got friends that are Lions fans. 1, 2, and like they were so excited. They were so like finally, like I finally got hope, man. This is it. And I'm like, you know what? As a guy that always has to come into the NFL season with zero hope, all right, and just constantly getting stepped on. Good for you guys. You guys might finally do something, and then not even getting back to the title game. I mean, think about it. They were up 21-0 on the Niners, getting ready to go to the Super Bowl. Lost that game. You were like, all right, they got to get back, and they got to do right by it this year, and they can't even get back. Get upset by a rookie quarterback.
Pat, certain point, Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, is he a great coach? Yes. Did he build this Lions team from nothing? Yes. 2 years, though, man, in the playoffs. Can't get it done.
Then again, though, I would kill to be in that situation, to be up 21-0 in an AFC Championship
Hooper just said
game.
that, too. We always get our hearts crushed.
I would kill for a divisional round. Honestly, give me a divisional round loss, and I go to bed happy. We could lose by 50 in the divisional round, but if we got a playoff win, I'm happy.
Oh, man. Wrecked. Easy.
Whoa.
I don't know, Wrecked. I don't know.
Hey, yo, Wrecked.
That's a good question. Who does Wrecked
Yeah,
root
Wrecked.
for?
Are you an AFC West type of fan? That makes sense.
All right. I did kind of want to talk about the Dodgers. I think we're going to have to save that.
Screw the Dodgers.
Yeah, screw the Dodgers. Just get that out there. We will talk about that soon. 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes until we get our Talkin Slab or No Slab giveaway off. I want to do my quick top 5 rookie quarterbacks of my lifetime, Pat, because I think there's no doubt.
Are we going just off rookie seasons?
Just off rookie seasons.
Just off rookie seasons.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Because that changes my answer, because now I'm putting somebody in there that's not in there.
All right.
Justin Herbert.
I'll quickly. Oh, no, you're crazy for that. I believe they went 6-10. Number 5.
He broke the rookie passing record.
Number 5. Who cares? Number 5.
What are you going to put, Mark Sanchez, when he threw 4 touchdowns?
Russell Wilson, number 5.
That's
rookie.
I thought you were gonna. I really thought you were gonna say Mark Sanchez, and I was about to blow.
No, Mark Sanchez is actually not on the list.
He went to AFC Championship game.
Russell Wilson is the number 5 rookie season I've ever seen in my entire life. Went 11-5 his rookie year, 3,200 passing yards, 26 passing touchdowns, which was a rookie record of all at that time. 10 picks that year, led his team to a playoff berth. He did not win that playoff game, but lost to the Ravens that year, I believe. Number 4. And I hate
Russell
to do this.
Wilson?
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Lost to the Ravens in his rookie year.
Wilson and
He played for the Seahawks. How did he lose to the Ravens?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm getting confused. Who did he lose to that year?
He won. He won the game on the road.
No, he didn't. Did he?
I'm pretty sure he won one on the road that year.
Doesn't say here in my write-up. That's bad job by me. Pat, good research on your part. Bad job on me to not write that down.
He won one on the road that year.
Nonetheless, good season. Number 4, Dak Prescott. Hate to admit it.
You know that big?
He had a great year. 13-3, led the Cowboys to a 13-3 year.
Dak did have a really good record.
3,700 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 picks. Damn, I forgot. It's 6 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he played very well.
Came 6th in MVP voting. I forgot how good of a year Dak Prescott had.
He's been on the downhill ever since then.
And yeah, he's right, though. He's right. Lost to the Packers that year in the divisional round of the playoffs. Number 3 rookie season. CJ Stroud last year. I feel like CJ Stroud had a very comparable rookie season compared to Jayden Daniels, in the sense that you took a team that was pretty bad the year before with a rookie quarterback. You elevated them to one of the best teams in your conference. Now, look, obviously Jayden Daniels is higher than CJ Stroud on this list for a reason, but I'm going to go CJ Stroud number 3. What do you scratch your head about here?
I want to hear your number 2.
Number 2? Big Ben Roethlisberger in 2004. I mean, anytime you go undefeated as a rookie quarterback, 13-0 in his games he started. Big Ben led his team. Only other guy, no, not only other guy, actually, but only one of the few rookies who led their team to their conference championship as a rookie, Pat, in his rookie season. And number 1's Jayden Daniels. I mean, it's no doubt about it. Jayden Daniels is the best rookie season I have ever seen. For me, by the way, for those in the chat who are throwing out some different answers here,
you got Russ way too low.
Really?
He won a road playoff game, and he had just as good a stats as the 2 guys you put above him.
Who's that?
Russ.
Yeah, but who are the 2 guys that he had just as good stats of?
Dak.
Dak, though, I mean, look, those Dak stats were better than I remembered.
They were really good.
It's
but
a good
Russ,
50-50
Russ
playoff.
went on the road and won a game, man. That changed it for me.
I respect it, Pat. I respect it. Maybe it's recency bias of how bad Russell Wilson's been recently.
Yeah, that could be true.
And I didn't want to put him any higher.
I'd still put Herbert in the 5th just because of the season.
Yes, Cook's right. Didn't Mark Sanchez lead the Jets to the AFC Championship?
And he's the reason why they didn't go to the Super Bowl, Aaron.
Let's do it. Something about Josh's voice and Patty. Oh, you're too kind, Ledoux. You're the only one ever. Ben did not win a Super Bowl rookie year, Flanny. It was his second season. He took him pretty far, Flanny, but did not win it his rookie year. Brady was on the bench his rookie season.
Yeah, shout out to the Jets for injuring Drew Bledsoe, by the way.
Come on now. Just had to get one more shot out of there.
Well, he would have never saw the field ever possibly if they never did that.
And Trevor Lawrence says, Ovo, get out of here. That is crazy.
Trevor Lawrence.
Come on now. I can't wait to see Rex Ryan back on the Jets sidelines.
By the way, we said top 5 rookie quarterback seasons. That's might have been lost in translation.
Herbert, by the way, there's a couple guys. Statistically that could have deserved it. Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Baker, and the one guy that I think that should have made the list that I felt bad about leaving off.
RG3.
Bang. RG3 was the one guy that I could have put on there, but ultimately I went Russell Wilson. It's hard. It's a pretty good list.
I think Russ should definitely be on there. He won a playoff game.
Jayden Daniels, greatest rookie quarterback of all time. Not even close. Let's see it, ladies and gentlemen. Slab or no slab. Let's start the week off right. Happy Monday. What's up, Tommy Eagles? Teddy Two Gloves. Cam Newton definitely deserved a shout. Frable! Let's go! Frable, who's been hanging out with us all morning. Go Birds, Frable. And let's see what Frable. 1, 25, 50. Come on. 35. No slab here, but what do we got? What do we get?
Right on cue. Mr. Officials himself.
Will Anderson Jr., rising rookies card numbered to 75. That is timely. Not a bad card. That is rookie Will Anderson Jr. out of Spectra.
Oh, that's nice.
Rising rookies numbered to 75.
Spectra's coming in a few weeks.
I gotta say, look, his comments against the refs pissed me off, but a great couple of weeks. I think that Will Anderson Jr. stock is only going up. Former rookie of the year.
You just got to stop complaining about the refs. And,
I agree.
I hate that.
All right, Pat, you got to get out of here, man. It's time to rip it.
Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Had a lot of fun. A lot of fun conversations, dude, honestly. I love hearing all the different takes. It's fun. I love getting on DK's nerves.
Fauche's world. No, not quite. I am a Birds fan wearing the Eagles. I just respect greatness, Fauché. In case you missed it, by the way, 47 penalties. The refs made some sketchy calls. Get out of here with this ref nonsense. I'll say the stat again in case you guys missed it if we want to talk refs. NFL officials have assessed 47 penalties against the Chiefs in the fourth quarter and overtimes of one-score games in the past 2 seasons, including the playoffs. The same officials assessed 48 penalties against the Chiefs' opponents in those same critical situations. All right? So it's only a difference of 1 penalty. It just looks worse than reality is. All right, Fauché. I hear you, Fauché. I'll hear you. I might have to do a whole deep dive, but appreciate you guys joining me. Fantastic stuff on a Monday. Have a fantastic day, guys. Do not go anywhere. Ovo says, do your research. I will, Ovo. We'll do a ref report later this week. Have a great Monday, guys. Do not go anywhere. We got a random Bowman break in the store. I believe we are going to be doing $1 auctions in just a few moments. Real quick, I got to see what Fauché is saying. Not saying the refs gave the game, just saying they made some bad calls that went to the Chiefs. Fauché, there were worse calls in that Bills-Ravens game. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm not gonna taint greatness here. Shout out to the Eagles Jumbotron operators for putting Jared versus Smack Talk on the screen mid-game. That's my guy PJ, actually, friend of the show. Shout out to PJ there. That was good stuff, Jay Kane. Ton to break down, still more tomorrow. Ton to look ahead in the NFC and AFC Championship. We'll be reacting to the National Championship tomorrow morning as well. But let's send it over to our guys, Patty C. $1 auctions. We're going to be ripping all day. Have a fantastic Monday. We'll see you right here on Suncoast Sports.